a police officer, so you mind telling me what you're both doing? Having a bit of fun in the men's changing rooms, huh? Is that what we do? The bag, Natalie, the bag! Good on! That's Police, let me out! I said it's police, let me out!
So you just saw them coming out of the water fully clothed?
Well, I mean, they're tops and knickers, but they dumped those. They must have stolen some others from the changing room.
And who let you out?
Some guy walking his dog heard me yelling out. What?
Nothing. Nothing.
They'd gone through the men's changing room as well. Got away with about $300 all up. Left the wallets, the credit cards, everything behind.
And they locked you in?
Okay. You're laughing at me, aren't you?
I'm not laughing at you. It could happen to anybody.
Nick, Jack wants you down at the wharf.
What for?
Well, a trawler picked up a body early this morning outside the heads. Nemesis are bringing it in now.
Okay, thanks.
I heard you got locked in a toilet this morning.
Changing room.
Dirty search. It's simple.
Did you call Rose Bay Police?
Yeah, and gave them a full description.
Oh, unusual catch, yeah? They thought it had fallen from a passenger liner. The weight of it, they were hoping it was full of gold bricks.
Yeah, you'd be dreaming.
Right, any ID on the case? Nice little label, name and address. Nah, sorry.
Oh, I've given up thinking this job's going to be easy, eh?
So what have we got here? We got a guy on a suitcase and not much else, eh? What do you got, Chop?
He hasn't been in the water that long.
Hey, Mick. Yes, so how long?
Oh, I reckon maybe only a day or so.
Seems to be of Asian descent.
Know what's wrong with him yet?
I have to wait for the post-mortem. No bullet holes or stab wounds that I can see. Yeah, no other real marks on him. Apart from a small cut in the back of the neck. Safe from the angle of his head, but his neck's probably been broke.
That's too weird, isn't it?
Picked him up on land, you'd figure he fell from a block of flats or similar, but given where he was found...
God only knows.
Yeah. Are you going to wait for the contract or something?
Yeah, get an ID on this guy. Right. Oh, geez, I need a coffee.
Yeah? Why, you didn't get enough sleep?
I slept well, just the phone woke me up 10 to 6, you know, and I was in the middle of this long dream, you know, it's like when you get woken up in the middle of a long dream.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, well, I was in this tunnel, right?
Right.
But it wasn't like a tunnel. It had things growing out the side of it. And then this white statue came towards me.
Naked?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah, but then there was like these colourful birds, right? Really brilliantly coloured birds. Anyway, one of these statues comes to life, right? And starts coming towards me. And it's a statue with no arms, right? You know, I can't see much in the statue with no arms. I'm in this dilemma. Anyway, then the phone goes, right? And it's telling me that they'd fished some guy up out of the ocean in the suitcase, so I'll never know how it ended.
Oh, well, you can guess, though, can't you?
Yeah, I just heard about this fascinating dream.
Oh, yes.
Getting back to work for a moment, if you don't mind. We need a list of all males, Asian appearance that have gone missing in the last week or so.
Well, I might not have to. There's a guy waiting for you upstairs. He's the captain of a container ship, and he's here to report a missing Malaysian crew member.
Is he good looking?
He's absolutely gorgeous.
I had a dream about him.
His name is Ahmed Khan.
How come you got the passport?
You want to take a seat?
Well, I keep all the crew's passports in my safe. The immigration people come aboard and check them when we dock, then they go back in the safe. No chance of anyone's passport getting lost or going missing.
Right. Where was the last port?
Selangor in Malaysia.
Right, when did you last see Ahmed Khan?
I believe a few hours before we passed through the heads.
Captain, do you want to come with me? It's just this way.
I'll keep hold of this, okay?
Yes, it's Khan. What happened to him?
Well, we were hoping you could help us with that.
The first I knew of anything wrong was when my first officer told me that Khan could not be found on board.
You weren't aware of any problems amongst the crew?
Nothing that was brought to my attention. Could he have suicided?
No, he's fished out of the sea in a suitcase.
So, we're talking of murder on board my ship.
Well, we're certainly talking about a death someone wanted to conceal. Anyhow, no one need know what happened at this stage. As far as the crew's concerned, we're investigating a disappearance at sea.
This is Khan's cabin.
And the other man who shares it with him?
His name's Ali Bakar, Malaysian also.
Where's he?
Just on the right. Khan slept on the bottom bunk.
Ali Bakar's, no other bag yet.
Okay, so maybe he was put in his own suitcase, taken topside and tipped overboard.
Yeah, maybe it's somewhere else. Is this all his stuff?
Yes.
Nothing else more on the boat?
No.
Oh, it's pretty good here.
Thanks.
What, are we going to search it?
Oh, what's there to search? How many on the crew?
4 officers, 15 crew. It seems few for so large a ship, but most functions are controlled by computer now. When you're at sea, the men have little to do but watch videos, play cards.
Get a bit boring.
Very boring, and the living space is small and inconvenient. But we are a cargo ship, so the space on board is for the cargo, not the crew.
Right, do you get a few tempers flaring, that sort of thing?
Sometimes, yes, inevitably. But so far, this has been an untroubled ship.
Right, well, we need to talk to the crew individually, if you don't mind.
If you'd care to wait on the bridge, I'll arrange for the use of an office.
This way, this way. What do you think of this El Capitano, eh?
Captain Chuckles. Oh, yeah, he's a tough bugger.
I bet he doesn't like anything untidy happening.
No way.
So if something's going to happen, you're not going to talk to him, are you?
Why would you?
Why would
Get
you?
nowhere.
Hey,
This is a plan of the ship and a list of the crew, and I have a room for you downstairs.
All right. This guy, Ali Bakar, who shared the cabin with Khan, how did they get on, those pair?
Oh, well enough, I would say. They worked together.
all right, where'd they work?
In the engine room. It was Ali who reported Khan missing.
Oh, let's talk to him first then, okay?
Last evening, I saw him.
Uh-huh, whereabouts?
In the meal room. He did not come back to the cabin to sleep. In the morning, the ship was searched, but he was not found.
How'd he seem?
What, was he happy, sad, angry?
Well, he seemed as he always seemed.
All right. Look, do you know of any, quarrel on board? Was Khan angry with anyone, or was anyone angry with him?
No.
How long have you known Khan?
8 or 10 months. Both our families are from Selangor, but we did not meet until we joined the ship.
Right, how'd you get on?
He was my friend.
Was?
A man disappears on a ship at sea. It is not likely he is still living.
Look, when you leave the cabins, do you lock them?
No. There's nothing to steal.
Right, after Khan disappeared, did you notice anything missing from the cabin?
No.
Nothing of Khan's missing? No.
Anything else you want to tell us?
No.
Look, out of his trouble?
Hardly. One of the Rose Bay detectives just called, said the 2 girls, like the ones that you saw, just did a run on the restaurant. They ordered up a big meal, and then one of them went outside, acted like she was sick, and then they just took off.
That's an old trick.
Yeah, I'll say.
They want to know if you know anything else about the girls, Woodsy. Any distinguishing marks?
No, I gave them as full a description as I could.
The young girl's causing a bit of havoc, are they?
It seems like it. They're locking up Woodsy, spurred them on.
Very funny, Frank.
Rightio, here we go.
Ali and Khan, they worked in the engine room.
Yeah, I mean, this is the good ship Lollipop, right? They all get on really well. There's no arguments.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to work in those little confined spaces, of course you're going to fight.
Yeah,
You know,
look,
it's
if
hot.
there's a problem, they're not going to tell us.
Right.
Huh?
Engine room.
Down
It's
here,
usually at the
wouldn't it?
bottom, isn't it? Yeah. Tell you what, let's get someone to show us, huh?
Okay. You know what I reckon happened, right? I reckon he put himself in his own suitcase, he put his little hand out the side, he got hold of the handle and he threw himself overboard. That's what I think. Yep. I've got a talent for this stuff, haven't I? If Chopper was right about the broken neck, it wouldn't be too hard doing it down here.
Yeah, true. But if you saw the body fall, or, I mean, if you just saw the body, you'd report it as an accident, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, she caused it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's
Still,
that
you could get away with it, I reckon.
Yeah. Hey, check this out.
Yeah?
Dry blood. Okay. Hey. Stowaway?
Yeah, looks like it. Reckon it's a link to the murder?
What else could it be? I don't know.
Well, assuming the stowaway's long gone, but the captain's put an officer on the gangplank, make sure no one leaves the ship.
Yeah, we interviewed them all again. They all claimed to know nothing about any stowaway.
Listen, the post-mortem confirms that Khan died of a broken neck. Also, the blood stain at the bottom of the stairs matches his blood group.
What about the guy who shared the cabin with Khan?
Ali Bakar, he's pretty emphatic that he knows nothing about a stowaway.
You believe him?
It's hard to believe that someone who works there wouldn't notice.
This guy Ali, has he got a record?
No.
You got nothing on the stowaway?
Sorry, Captain Anderson's downstairs.
This might be something.
Okay.
Rose Bay Police have circulated a description of the two girls that Wood saw this morning.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Have that.
Thanks.
Hi, Captain.
How you doing?
I regret to say that Ali Bakar has disappeared from the ship. We have searched, but we found no trace of him.
How'd he get off the ship without being seen?
Well, after you questioned him last, there was perhaps 15, 20 minutes before an officer was in place at the gangplank.
Do you want to come through? Look, you got any idea where he might be? Any place in Sydney? Friends in Sydney?
All I know is that Ali and the other Malaysian crew members used to go often to one particular restaurant, Malaysian Chinese, I think, somewhere in Manly. I have his passport if you want to spell
Right.
it.
Do you know him well, Mrs. Lim?
But my husband knows him better. When Ali comes here, they have a drink together.
Has he called you in the last couple of days or called your husband?
No. But a man rang early today and left a message.
And what was the message?
Look, Mrs. Lim, this man, Ali, he might have some information about the disappearance of another man. Look, we need to find him. Thank you. Manly Hotel, 6 o'clock. We're going to keep this, all right? Thanks for your help, Miss Lim. You know, I reckon, even if this Ali has gone missing, I don't think he's got much to do with the death of Khan, right? You know, they seem pretty good friends.
Yeah, true, but, you know, even the best of friends can fight, you know?
True.
Yeah, but, you know, the stowaway, he'd have a reason to kill, especially if Khan discovered him. Either way, I reckon this Ali, he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
I just hope he's there to meet the stepmom.
Yes, pub's this way.
Oh, yeah, can I get 2 lemon squashes, thanks?
Just a sec. What, are you mad? Mate, we're undercover here.
I'll make it two beers, schooners.
Thanks.
Thanks.
We won't drink in, okay?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm good.
No, he knows. He knows, all right?
Well, why wouldn't he? Look at this.
All right, well, take your tie off.
see. That's it.
Look at this. Over here.
It's a drug deal. Right. It doesn't look real obvious.
I know. Look, I'm sorry about this, Jack, but I reckon we have to do something about this.
What about this Ali?
No, we'll
lose him.
No, we'll have time, All right, you take the fella, I'll take the girls, okay? We'll be back for this.
Hey. Hi, I'm Detective Sergeant Jack Christie. This is a real nuisance for me, too. Don't want to do anything right now. Okay. Right, mate, do you just want to grab your purchases? We don't have anything to do. Yeah, nice too. Okay, let's have it. Come on.
Suppose there's no way out of this?
You're not toying with the idea of offering me a bribe, are you? Because you're in a lot of trouble, okay? I'll tell you how it's going to play. I'm going to ask you a few quick questions, then I'm going to hand you over to the local police, right? Because I haven't got time to fool with you, right? So is this it?
That's definitely
all right, mate, let's do it now. Are you sure? This is it, eh? All right, thank you, Joe.
Okay.
No go.
No go?
No. Too quick.
Oh, buddy. Thanks a lot, guy.
You palmed him off, all right?
Oh, I just had a word to the Manly boys. Told them what we're doing. They understood.
What were they selling, the girls?
Oh, yeah, he had a block of hash. About that big, about 50 grams.
Well, made him a bit happy, eh?
Yeah. He said he first met him in the pub about lunchtime. He's telling the truth. He's shit scared.
Right. How much were they holding, you know?
Well, quite a lot, according to him, and they're really keen to get rid of it, like they didn't understand the street prices.
Oh, amateurs thing.
Yeah. So he arranged to meet the girls, right, later on in the afternoon. In the interim, right, he's ringing his mates, he's done a quick whip around, and he's there to score for everybody.
They're going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, and they're not going to be lining up to pay the fine.
Oh, no.
Right?
So, do they know anything about it, where it come from?
Well, yeah, the girls reckon it comes from Malaysia.
Malaysia?
Yeah. And he's had a bit of a toke in the interim, right? He's really out of it. He makes really good stuff. Yeah, he's flying away. He's gone to jail. He's out of it.
Oh, I'm so thirsty, all that running, you know.
It's driving me crazy. Well, these surveillance guys, what are they all teetotalers?
Just spit in my mouth.
Yep, okay. No, don't.
Just smelling it.
Hey.
Yeah?
Had another dream last night.
Oh, yeah, naked women.
Ah, they're all wearing red kimonos. See-through.
Yeah, you know how long he'd love you. You know,
He would.
Right, so I take it nothing further happened at the pub last night?
No, we hung around for a couple of hours, but Ali didn't show. Rang the ship, rang the restaurant, no go.
Well, not to worry. I've got something for you.
Yeah?
I just spoke to Manly D's, right? And a couple of weeks ago, they received an anonymous tip-off about a dealer in the Manly area who dealt primarily in hash.
OK, what's in it for us?
I'm getting there. His first name is Stefan.
So, they know anything more about him? What?
Well, apart from his name and address, not much, except that he's violent. This caller said that Stefan threatened him with a gun.
You got a physical ID?
No, nothing at all.
How about surveillance? They get any photos of this joke or what?
They put surveillance on his house, but he never showed up, so he must have been tipped off. Interesting, eh?
Yeah. I told you before it was your job, Master. Yeah, I did look.
Hey. You know what we ought to be, Tommy? What? Divers. Means we get to sit here, look at the view, and read a paper for half a day.
Ah, great. When do I sign up, Sarge?
No, we wouldn't like it, Tommy. We're used to working for a living.
I don't see you guys working, do you, Sarge?
Oh, actually, we're on our way to picking up a flatter at Spring Cove. Now that is working.
Well, shall we go then? Huh?
Enjoy your coffee there, Woodsy. Have another one for me.
Don't worry, Sykesy, I will.
Love your work.
People you meet when you haven't got a gun.
Mick, I think these are the two girls I saw in the changing room at Nielsen Park.
The ones that...
Yes, those ones. Look, it says that there are two Hobart girls missing in Southeast Asia. Their passports were found in Thailand, but their last entry point stamp was Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Karen O'Mara and Natalie Foley says Karen was English. They were last seen in Selangor in Malaysia 2 weeks ago. Hey, Jack, Selangor.
Yeah.
Isn't that where the container ship came in from?
Them?
Yeah, it looks like they're the Starways.
Yeah, they're the two girls selling hash in the pub last night.
Yeah, that'd be right.
I'll just hang on to this.
Thanks, Woodsy.
No worries, mate.
Jeff, can I ring something for you?
Sure.
Manly D's have been trying to get a handle on a hash dealer called Stefan, right? Now, Ali was supposed to meet Stefan last night. Now, two girls here, right, our two little stowaways, they turn up at the pub selling hash from Malaysia, right? It's connected, it's got to be. We think Ali is Stefan's importer, and somehow these girls got their hands on the goods.
Righto, well, all you've got to do is find the two girls and Ali.
All right, yeah, we're trying.
There. Dad, over there.
Yeah, it's Ali.
Well, at least we know where he is.
Gunshot wound to the chest, obviously.
Girls.
Hey, I know they're tearaways, Jack, but this is brutal.
I didn't mean they did it. It meant they could be next.
So you think Ali was killed by Stefan?
Well, we know that Stefan allegedly carries a gun. He was supposed to meet Ali last night.
But Ali never turned up at the pub.
Well, maybe they met later, and maybe Stefan wasn't too pleased that Ali didn't have the hash with him.
Right. Because the girls have got it somehow.
Okay, I'm worried about these girls and way over their heads. If Stefan knows they've got his goods, you know.
Yeah, well, you'd have to spell it out, Jack.
Well, the girls are last seen in Manly, and if we can get there before Stefan does, you know, we'll do it.
There you are. Another? Excuse me. I'm Detective Goldstein. We're looking for these two ladies. Haven't seen any of them.
Don't know.
No.
Local girls.
Thanks very much. How you going, Joe?
Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. I'm Detective Goldstein. We're looking for these two women. You ever seen them?
I don't know. I think they're staying with us in the hostel in Smith Street.
All right. Do you know their names?
They might have said they might have known.
Right. Do you remember anything about them at all?
Only that they're from Tasmania and they're on their way home. One of them sounded English, I think.
Okay, that's it. Look, if you remember anything else, do you want to give us a call? That's my card, all right?
Oh,
Thanks.
one thing.
Yeah.
I think they're leaving today. Have to check out by 11.
Right, thanks. Well, enjoy your stay in Sydney. See you later. Jack! Is that them? Those two girls?
Put on the wall.
The girls?
That's them, down there.
Hey, girls, it's the police. We're gonna have to get... Hey.
I'll go, yeah.
Water Police 200, urgent.
Go ahead, Water Police 200.
Yeah, we're in Smith Street in Manly. We've just lost sight of 2 female offenders on a motorcycle heading east. There's no registration. It's like a trail bike.
Water Police 201. I'm near that location now.
Manly 110 to BKG. We just saw a motorbike matching that description run a red light on Forest Road. Roger that, Manly 110. Please give your location. Manly 110 to BKG. We're travelling east on Forest Road and are in pursuit, so at this time we have only one female on the motorbike.
They split up.
Yeah, I can see
Okay,
that.
Water Police 200. We have just established visual contact with the offender. We're in pursuit. Okay, there she goes. Go left and cut her off.
Yeah, we'll cut her off up there.
Water Police 200. We've gone left. We're heading up beside the oval.
Copy, Water Police 200. Look, I'm also passing on a message that Manly Police are currently looking for the second girl.
Where is she?
I think I can hear them somewhere.
There she is. Cut her off. Down there. Yeah, right. Okay, she's heading back there. Where's she going?
You okay? You're a bloody idiot, you know? Could have killed yourself. I'll get the ambulance, right?
So, listen. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're going to have a word to him. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Al. That was hell, and both the parents have been notified.
All right, we're right to go
Oh,
here.
yeah, Natalie's parents are going right off. They're blaming the other girl for everything they're saying. You know, she shouldn't have been travelling with that pommy girl in the
Nice
first
couple,
place.
yeah.
What did the nurse say?
They've patched her up. She's a bit concussed, a bit shocked. We can talk to her, but we can't push too hard.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I'll be pushing if she doesn't talk.
Hey, Natalie. Detective Goldstein, this is Detective Christie. I'm going to ask you a few questions, okay? Now, do you know a fella called Ali Bakar? No? Ever heard of his cabin mate, Ahmed Khan?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Natalie, this is not a game anymore. It's not about a free ride on a ship, right? We saw you and Karen dealing hash in the pub, and we think Karen's in a lot of trouble.
Karen? What about her?
Well, this guy, Ali Bakar, who you claim not to know, he was found dead this morning, and we think whoever killed him, right, might be after Karen.
Who would kill Ali?
Oh, so you do know him, yeah?
Is he really dead?
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Now, Ali was the one who helped you on the ship, wasn't he?
Do you want to tell us where Karen is? And why did she get off the bike?
She said we'd have a better chance if we split up. And she wanted to find Ali to give him back what was left of the hash.
You dealing it for him?
No. I stole it from him before we went overboard. Karen didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm. How much did you have?
I don't know. It was too much to swim with. We had to dump over half of it. I think we ended up with about 2 kilos.
All right, this Ali, did he ever talk about a guy called Stefan?
Who?
Stefan. Ever heard of him?
No, never heard of him. All I know is Ali mentioned a pub, the place where we went to sell the hash.
Yeah, that's the Manly pub where we saw you.
He was going to sell it there. I don't know why I took it. It's just that all our passports and money and everything were taken in KL.
Well, why don't you just go to the consulate in Kuala Lumpur, right? They wire your parents, they send some money.
They wouldn't have. They didn't want to know.
Right. OK. Now, why did Ali help you on the boat?
Him and Karen were having this thing.
What's that thing? What's that, a sex thing, love thing, drug thing?
Karen was... She felt really bad about me taking the hash. But we thought we'd just sell a bit of it just so we could get home to Tassie. She's going to be shattered when she finds out about Ali.
So, you believe her?
Well, most of what she said sounded right.
Yeah, mind you, I think there's a lot she isn't telling us. You know, I think she knows a bit about Khan's death, don't you?
Right now, we got to find this Karen, right? And all we know is that she's looking for Ali. You know, I think you and I should go back to the hotel. You know, questions.
I might check out the ship.
What's that? Who's looking at me?
No, she hasn't been here, but a man came.
A man?
With the same photo cut from a newspaper. He asked if I'd seen these girls. He said he was a relative, an uncle. Said they were missing.
Can you remember what you told him?
The truth? I'd never seen them.
Can you describe this man for me?
About this height, slight build, balding.
Can you remember any distinct features, tattoos, scars, facial hair?
Some stubble.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mick, yeah, well, it could be Stefan. Yeah, at least we got some sort of description now. Look, we're just heading into Manly. Why don't you swing over and give us a hand? Yeah, righto, I'll see you.
Well, that's mine. Can you get it?
What is this, mobile phone week? Yeah, Detective Goldstein's phone. Yeah, I can take a message. Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, well, look, we're not far from you now. Yeah, we'll come over and have a chat. Okay. Yeah, the mall. Okay. Yeah, see ya. That was that girl who met Karen and Natalie at the hostel.
Oh, yeah, Janice.
Yeah, she said that there's been some guy that called at the hostel. He's looking for the girls.
He was asking if anybody knew about a couple of girls selling hash. And at first he started off acting like he wanted to score some kind of deal. But then he showed me that photo from the paper, the same one you had.
Oh, right, and what did you say?
Oh, we said that they'd been staying there, but they'd left, and we didn't know anything else about them.
Right, but you do know stuff about her, right? The stuff you told us? You know, did you say anything about that?
No, we didn't like the look of him.
And can you describe him?
He was sort of balding and stubbled. He was European sort of look.
Anything else about him?
He seemed really angry when we said to him that the girls had left. Like he wanted to hit us, like it was our fault.
Right. Now, did you do anything or say anything, or did anything else happen?
No, we got out of there as fast as we could.
Right.
I mean, he was really kind of creepy.
OK, we're going to head off, Janice. Thanks very much for that.
OK, sure. Right.
Listen, Rach, this guy's one step ahead of us all the way. He's been first the hostel, the ship, right?
Yeah, I know. Do you know where else he might go?
Yeah,
Like the restaurant.
Yeah, the restaurant.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he wouldn't have mentioned it to the girl, Ali, right?
Yeah, because Stefan knew about it. That's where he left the message for Ali, so I reckon restaurant's the go, OK?
Yeah,
let's hot foot it, huh?
Yeah, we're going to the Malaysian restaurant. Yeah, OK, we'll see you there.
Jack, we've got someone there. Rachel.
I go someplace.
Oh,
I go to the mall, but I don't go to the
Help us with this, Jack.
All right, okay. She's still breathing.
Did you hear that, Jack? Someone's there, Jack!
Stay down. Come on, what do you think you're doing? Stefan!
Stefan!
Come on, man.
Stefan, don't do it!
Stay down.
Stay there, I'll cut out the girl!
Jack, come on, man. Come on,
stay down!
I'm not always at you anymore. Think about what you're doing.
Shut up!
Oh, man. Tuck it easy.
Right, stay down. Stay down. Come on. You're going to have a bit of a headache tomorrow morning.
I think you've been booked.
Johnson, do you want to take care of Karen here? Thanks.
Stefan?
Yeah,
What about the girl? She all right?
Yeah, she's okay. You got a knife for her throat. Well, that sort of cut her a bit. But you should have seen, got him such a beauty. You would have been proud.
He's only a little fella, though, isn't he?
Come on, they're the hardest because they're the quickest.
Where's Mick?
He's still at the crime scene searching around.
Okay.
Did you pay Ali to bring in a substantial amount of hashish from Malaysia?
Now, why would I do that?
And did you shoot Ali because he didn't have the hash and the money?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We saw you threaten the girl with the knife. You knew what she was carrying.
I didn't know anything about any hash.
Then why did you go looking for her at the hostel in the ship?
You got any witnesses for this murder I'm supposed
Look,
to
we
have
witnessed an attempted murder, all right?
I was just trying to scare her.
Why?
And everything more to say.
Only more to say. You haven't said anything. He's denying everything.
Yeah, except, of course, the attack on Karen.
Nothing else you can pin on him?
No, he's a cocky bastard.
Yeah, not for long.
Well, what's going on?
Some good news. Stefan's car turned up not far from the restaurant. Guess what we found in the boot? Browning 9mm. Same gun that killed Ali.
Excellent. Well, that sorts that. What about the body in the suitcase? What's the story?
What is the story of the body on the suitcase? But we're going to bring in Karen. I think she knows something about it. Do you want to deal with Stefan?
Yeah, I'll deal with Stefan.
Okay.
All right, she's with Taylor.
Yeah.
I need to see Natalie.
Yeah, that might be possible, Karen, but you need to help us with a few things first.
What things?
Right, we need to find out about Ahmed Khan. You knew him, didn't you? Look, did Ali know that he'd taken you on board the ship and that you were staying in the storeroom?
No.
No, or just not at first?
Not at first.
Right, but then he did find you there, didn't he? Look, please, Karen, can we just get on with this?
Khan found you in the storeroom, didn't he? If you don't tell us, Karen, I'm sure Natalie will.
Did you kill him, Karen?
We didn't.
What? Didn't what?
Khan wanted sex in return for him not telling the captain. We didn't believe he would anyway. We didn't think he'd cause that much trouble for Ali.
All right, what happened then?
We told him to piss off. And then he got angry. Pulled a knife on us, said he was going to rape us. He told Natalie to go into the storeroom. He was going to lock her in while he raped me.
Okay, what then?
We fought him off. It wasn't that scary, really. It was like he'd never held a knife on anyone before. We grabbed at the knife and he dropped it.
Okay, and then what happened?
The knife fell down below. He kind of backed away towards the stairs. I guess he wanted the knife back. But then he kind of missed his footing and he fell down.
But missed his footing? What do you mean by that? What?
We didn't push him or anything. He just fell. Ali came in then. He looked at Khan and said he was dead. Like his neck was broken, I think. Ali was afraid to go to the captain. He was afraid in case he got charged over Khan's death.
But according to you, he wasn't there.
But he couldn't prove it. Whatever happened, he'd lose his job on the ship just for letting us on board.
Okay, so you agreed to help get rid of Khan's body, right, in the hope that there wouldn't be too many questions asked. Yes?
Ali was really upset. He just kept on going on about how Khan was his friend. But he said he shouldn't have done what he did.
Karen, do you have any idea how dangerous it is to jump over the side of a ship?
It's horrible. Natalie couldn't swim away from the end of the ship. I didn't think she was going to make it.
How did she make it?
I'm a pretty strong swimmer. I got us both clear in the end.
I tell you, you took a risk. You could have killed yourselves.
What was I supposed to do? She's my best mate. Can I see her now, please?
Rightio. Okay, we'll see you girls in court, okay? Bloody hits us, too. More trouble than they're worth.
Yeah, but isn't it always the way? I mean, you do one thing, you don't think of the consequences. Do something else, right? It spirals out of control.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
You know what we should do?
Yeah,
we should go to a park somewhere and actually drink a beer.
Oh.
And,
Oh, I thought you might be heading back to bed, you know, into that pornographic dream world of
Oh,
yours,
no,
you know?
drinks. Wait, I'd rather have a drink with you.
All right, I'll come, okay, but I'm not wearing a red kimono.